Wow. Welcome back, surf fans. The 2015 Vans World Cup of Surfing is going off. Jesse Mendez, Nathan Yeomans, Thomas Woods, and Mason Ho here in round 2, heat number 5, paddling out in massive, wild-looking sunset. Chris Cote here with Pete Mel, currently kind of on that unsponsored program, but a big result here, of course, will open the eyes of a lot of potential suitors for Thomas Woods. Here we go. This is our first wave ridden, and of course, it's the one and only Mason Ho, finding a mid-sized set wave. Got a nice-looking wall, big backwash, but he handles it perfectly, straight up the lip, and that's one backwash, kind of easy to handle. 2, it's a no-go. Mason Ho, 2 good turns out of the back, then goes down. These are 30-minute heats. Top 2 surfers, of course, will advance on the strength of their top 2 scores.
So Mason Ho grew up on this reef. You know, there's a place called Shores, which is the very inside. And my years of coming here, Mason Ho honed his skills surfing that little left on the inside. And there it is for you.
This is a look at Mason Ho's first wave. And nicely chosen.
Here's the example, right? I mean, this wave's a nice little north angle on it. It gives him the opportunity to do a couple nice turns. That one there, he negotiates the backwash really well, but this one right at the very end, a little bit longer board did allow him to be able to get to those positions too. I mean, he probably could have rode that wave on a board that was maybe 3 inches smaller, 4 inches smaller. But the idea of having that extra length to move around the lineup and have that extra paddling power, you're going to get there quicker. You're going to have a lot more opportunity to catch those waves, especially when you've got, like, it's open ocean, right? So it's not like you're whipping underneath the ledge and going a pipeline. It's, you literally have to chase these waves down, and that's why you have to have those bigger boards.
I stayed inside and I seen all the boys get washed through, and we were actually out of position for a lot of those waves in that heat, but I mean, I'm just stoked to make it through. I ended up getting one kind of on the corner, but I mean, not the best performance, but just stoked to make it through.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to take anything away from the performance, but I mean, it appears that, you know, it's clean from the beach, but obviously it's super challenging out there for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, me and Connor were sitting out the back, and I was actually just coming out from a wave I caught, and Tanner, Kaito, and Connor, they got caught by a cleanup set. So I mean, luckily I was out of position and I didn't get caught, and I was able to grab that last wave I got. I had to hold Tanner off on that one, but definitely stoked to make it through.
Surfing out there, goofy footer on the backhand, that last wave, you got one nice hook right there in the pocket. It actually kind of spat on you. You kind of came down on the whitewater.
Yeah, he's a strong boy. And let's take a look at this Thomas Woods wave here. Gets around the corner. Again, that tall, lanky style does really well out here at Sunset Beach. Can paddle really fast with those bigger boards. And Thomas Wood, nice turn. And then behind him, Jesse Mendez on the backhand. Had to wait to get to this first section, hooks it under there, nice timing. Straight to the bottom again, lines up this next carve. This is on the inside bowl, gets 2 turns, so a good start here for Jesse Mendez on his first wave. So you're ultimately going to be able to get 2 good scores on the inside. I mean, the meat of the potential is there on that inside bowl section. You find yourself way out there, you know, searching for one of those big peaks, which I would love to see, but it's just competitively, it's not probably a smart move.
Well, here we go, live action. Nate Yeomans on his backhand. This is a battle of kind of tall, lanky, strong surfers. Thomas Woods, Nate Yeomans, Jesse Mendez right in there with them. Of course, then you have the flip side of that, Mason Ho. And here we go. Mason Ho surfing in his backyard, Sunset Beach. And he has to straighten out, so that shows you right there, even the most knowledgeable competitors out here at Sunset sometimes get caught in the wrong spot. Yeah. The scores coming in now. Thomas Woods, his wave comes through at a 5.93. So that's 6.33 to 5.93. Those are 2 really good keepers right now. We've seen the last couple of heats, you know, kind of up and down between that between 10 and 13 points at the advancing spots. Here goes Nate Yeomans, a replay.
Yeah, so Yeomans, this wave, had that first section. It didn't really get very steep, you know, and that's unfortunate for him, because it takes away from the criticalness of the wave, and the score will be, you know, put in that scale that's not going to be what he wants to keep at the end of this heat. I mean, you kind of understand maybe you're going to see there's 2 rounds to being run today, and you might possibly need to be in the second 2 rounds. Let's get back to that right after Nate Yeomans.
So Nate Yeomans, nice backside hook to start this wave off. Manages through the backwash, sets himself up with a big backside turn. We'll get right back into the channel. So that was nice for Nate Yeomans. Just 2 big, solid turns. Nothing too crazy, but in total control. So I think the judges are really going to look at that controlled surfing today.
Well, let's take a look at it. I mean, this is a good clean face, like you said. First wave of the set. Actually, it was only just one wave. There wasn't really another wave behind it. And look at that, just straight to the bottom top. Those are that combination of major maneuvers, you know, and you see that the scores came in for Jesse Mendez, 2 big moves, a little bit different type of wave. That one much more critical and stood up on the face, which means that his turns were more critical, so I feel like this score is going to be pretty good. I think it could be rivaling, you know, this is exactly what he needed to do, because you see Thomas Woods already has a 5.93, Jesse has a 5.73, Mason has a 6.33, so they all got good waves. He needs to put himself right in the mix here.
They both need 1.5s to go. So here goes Jesse Mendez.
Yeah, this was during the break, and it's a pretty good little wave too. Gets the carve to start, sets up the next turn. Good wave choice here. Not the steepest of waves until then, but gets 3 turns done, and looking the goods, Jesse Mendez. And then behind him, this was Mason Ho, the blue jersey, the big arcing, carving cutback. Stays right next to that power section, slashes it. Gets this inside, looking for a more steeper section, but it goes into deep water. And then behind him, Thomas Woods. So 3 waves being ridden in this set, back to back. And Thomas Woods, 1 big turn, and the wave shuts down on him. Not able to get back to that open face. So just the 1 turn there, but pretty critical. So you look at Mason and Thomas, very similar type of scores. Jesse Mendez probably got the best of that exchange.
Mason Ho, I like that decision to go for that backup wave. He gets a 4, and here we go, live action. Nate Yeomans streaking down the line, trying to get around a massive wall of whitewater. Now he's on the open face. He has to opt out.
Watch out, Bob. It's out the back. There is a massive set.
Wow, so Nate Yeomans now finding himself looking out at 4 mountains of water rolling at him. That is a big duck dive right there.
He did, and you know, probably if he could squirt through that thing, there might be an opportunity to get around this next section as it's just rolling through. And again, that is a 3 washing machine trucks coming at him. Those are like cement mixers.
5.5 to go with priority. It is Jesse Mendez. Thomas Woods still holding second priority. Nate Yeomans' last wave, that was part of the hardest fought .93 he's ever had. He had to straighten out, and he copped 4 just steamrollers on the head. Here goes Mason Ho. Starts off, nice carve. Goes up into the lip. Attempts the huge frontside snap to floater combination and gets blasted. So Mason Ho, again, probably one of the most unpredictable surfers on the planet. Anytime he takes off, you have no idea what he's about to try, and that shows you another example of it right there. I love that he went up and tried something spectacular, because he knows he needs a pretty solid backup score.
Well, he starts off this wave, and then he knows that there's got to be something big happening. Goes up and tries to hit the lip. Pushes his board back a little bit more than he anticipated. Got him a little off balance, and he goes down. Still some time, though. 4.5 minutes. He'll be hunting that inside bowl section. See if he can find himself a little barrel, as you see the signs from the lifeguards here.
Well, 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. We're kind of in this holding pattern with our situation standing.
There he is. Look at the barrel.
And here goes Mason Ho.
I knew he was going to find something.
Finds the highly elusive tube right on that inside bowl, and now he's going home. He's going to his beloved Val's Reef, and
when the tongue comes out, you know
something good just happened. So Mason Ho, we kind of lost him in the lineup, and he pops right up, finds a barrel.
And it was that inside bowl section. You know, he knows it so well. He knows that little chunk of reef. If you can find one that's going to line up on it, you're going to do it. And this is it. It's not a big wave, but look at him. Arm drag, stalls, gets covered up, and comes out with the spit. Not a big wave, but you know what? He is positioned perfectly in it. You know, only needs a 4.10. Is it enough?
Oh, that is a cool shot right there. That is classic.
Love watching Mason Ho surf. Even in heats, he's entertaining. You know, like, we love people that free surf, you know, fun to watch, but in a heat, he's almost funner. Is that a word? Funner. He's almost more fun to watch.
I'm with you there. I mean, when he takes off on a wave, you get excited, right? Because, again, like Dane Reynolds, you like John Florence, you have no idea what he's going to do on that wave. 5.7, he jumps back into the lead. Nice tube ride.
He has that high wave that he is tied with Nate Yeomans, who both have 6.33s. But to back it up with a 5.7 puts it in a great position. But now you got Jesse Mendez up and riding.
Jesse Mendez on his back end. Nice snap. Perfectly placed right there. You know, that was just the amount of risk I think that Jesse Mendez needed to apply to that turn. He's in second place right now. He's going to ride this thing all the way in and just hope that Thomas Woods, who's out the back in yellow with priority, now needing a 5, probably the most hostile area of this lineup as well. That inside section is, it can be very dramatic in there. Well, as it stands, unofficially, Mason Ho moves through with Jesse Mendez.